Back again. Here with another one. Not for real though. Welcome back to the live. So gonna give it a sec for anyone who wanna hop in, maybe be a part to be a part. And we're gonna get into the question for the day. But before we do that, uh Miss Ass, any of y'all see that final season for the MHA trailer? The My Hero Academia? So apparently the trailer dropped like 3 days ago and I'm just now seeing it. I'm a little delayed on that. I ain't gonna front. But it is what it is. I just saw it. So better late than never, right? Yeah. That trailer, the animation still looking kind of. Yeah, yeah. Is there more than one trailer? Y'all know? I have to go follow up on that. For real, for real. But yeah, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see what's to it. Where I remember it left off at, it left off in the middle of the action. So I'm expecting that it's gonna start off the same way that the last season started off, which was like as soon as the season started, it was getting right into the mix. Like action was popping off, episode one type stuff. So I'm gonna assume that they're gonna be doing that same little format for starting off the new season, because obviously where it left off at, they was in the middle. They was in the middle of the action. Things was not looking too good at all, from what I remember. Yeah, yeah. On my like thread. I don't even think that qualify. He hanging in there. He doing what he can. He doing what he can. We'll find out. Uh, if any of y'all is My Hero fans, hey, a My Hero fan, or what we think other people should probably check out, what they're missing out on, So drop whatever you want in the comments. Let them know where they need to be. Put them on. Give them game. And if y'all want my recommendations, I'm probably gonna stick with my top five. But for real though, let me give y'all a couple recommendations, because obviously I done seen quite a bit of anime at this point in time. So the hold on, y'all. All right, but so my recommendations before we get into the Naruto question for the day, my recommendations for things people should probably be watching is uh obviously we talking Naruto. We've been pretty in depth with the Naruto conversations for the past couple of videos. So I owe y'all a recap for the episode 3 too. I just finished the episode 3 of Tomorrow's Joe, so I owe y'all a recap on that. So either we'll touch on the recap in this live, or I'll do another live later, because obviously I'm still moving, so I'm on break right now. So I just want to go ahead and get through the notes, y'all who ain't seen anime, or you looking to get between, you ain't seen everything, kind of like I ain't seen everything. I'm gonna just give a, obviously you can't really understand if you don't care for 20 million episodes, or if you don't have a problem with 20 million episodes, you can check out One Piece. Uh, uh Off top, I'm still gonna say Solo Leveling, listening in, so on and so forth. But I appreciate you for checking last year. So I definitely check that out. Just burned through the episodes, killed it. So that one was a really good one. Uh, I'm trying to name off some good ones. Obviously, Doctor Stone for sure. It's not combat. That's not what it's based around. So I recommend Doctor Stone. Start the Windbreaker. Oh yeah, the live tried to cut out on me, but we in there. We back in. All right. So and then if I had to give y'all another recommendation, I'm gonna say Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on. Yeah, Attack on Titan get real crazy from the beginning, the middle, the end. Attack on Titan get crazy. Yeah. Oh, and then Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is going to be a lot of people's number ones right now. So yeah, if I had to recommend another one, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, um, naturally, My Hero Academia. You can get up on that. Pause. I have not gotten to season two of Blue Lock yet, but I've heard so many negative reviews about that. But that's all well and good. I still gotta do my due diligence. Cause I already seen season one, so I gotta get through season two. So at this point in time, where I'm at, yes, I can recommend Blue Lock. But when I get through season two, it don't sound like that. Like people want to recommend it based off of season two for Blue Lock. If you want to check out, if anyone wants to check out some stuff, what's going on, Muhammad? How you feeling? Uh, what else can I recommend for y'all? I'm gonna give y'all one more recommendation. I hope it's a good one for y'all. Uh, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. We on break right now. I'm in the middle of moving. If you paid attention to any of my other lives or anything, we in the middle of moving. So I'm on break right now. Just want to chop it up with y'all for a little bit. I wanted to go ahead and get through my question for the day for the Naruto conversation we about to get into, and then if you watch anime, let me know. Let me know. You're not tired, huh? Hey, look, I am tired. I am tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a whole lot of work. But uh ooh, yeesh. I actually have one of my best friends is actually from Turkey. Where specifically there, I'm not sure. Yes, I do feel like I should know. He is one of my best friends, but yeah, I actually do. I'm pretty close to a family that's from Turkey. I went to school with him for a while. Actually, his birthday is actually the day after mine. But my birthday is September 20. His birthday is September 21st. But he's a year older than me. But yeah, one of my best friends for sure. We in the United States. In the United States, chilling, chilling. And, the weather outside ain't looking too good right now. Ahmad, what's going on? What's going on? How you feeling? How you living? Got before I waste too much of my time on break, I'm gonna go ahead and start get up in this Naruto conversation. If you Hey, y'all more than welcome. If y'all watch Naruto, definitely participate in the comments. Let's talk about it. U.S. economy is good. I like to agree, but if that was the case, I probably wouldn't be moving right now. We nah the reason why I'm moving, one, we going through a reset process and everything, so we want to make sure that we building up how we supposed to. So Attack on Titan better. That Attack on Titan's your number one in mod, or is that just in your top three? What's the word? Turkey economy like shit. Hey, look, that might be everywhere. You never know. The economy might be trash everywhere. So I think that I think a lot of countries need to go just do a reset, some type of reset. The problem that we need to face is as we get older, we don't like to adapt to how we supposed to. We want we want to figure it out later and pay the consequences after the fact, and that's a lot of our problems. So what we should be doing, you need to recognize when your problems is coming. You need to go ahead and take the steps to start fixing it instead of doing the same problems. Because like, what's the point of you complaining about it if you ain't doing nothing about it? You get what I mean? So yeah, I get what you mean. Some countries for sure. So, the U.S. as a whole, the U.S. as a whole, when you think about it, we in a deficit, right? I ain't gonna speak on politics or whatever. I don't like speaking on all that, you know. But in general, don't know what to put here. What's good? What's good? Welcome back. Welcome back. You ready to hop in the Naruto conversation for the day? You see the title. You see the title, right? It's Ashito no Joe. Hey, I got you. I got you. Check out the you check out my episode 2 recap. Invincible. So my brother been trying to put me on Invincible. I have not gotten to it yet. Yeah. I don't know what to put here. I got you on the recap for episode 3. I just finished. I promise you now. I just finished the episode 3. So I owe you a recap for episode 3 today. I just finished it. I promise you not. Cause the plan right now is we're gonna knock out the Naruto conversation now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do it live later on my next break. For Ashito no Joe episode 3, because obviously it's still gonna be fresh in my mind and everything, and we gonna get into it. Do I got a time frame on it yet? Not sure, but yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. The development of it is definitely the development of it. I like, and then that obviously being done with the episode 3, we get a better understanding of the characters and everything. I think that they still in the process of setting the stage, but I ain't gonna speak on it too much. I'm gonna save it. We gotta save the content. But I appreciate you putting me on. Don't know what to put here. I appreciate you putting me on. We in the mix. We in the mix for sure. But before I kill too much of my break time, let's go ahead and talk Naruto for a bit, right? Um, like I said, for anyone who hasn't been in the lives before, you got any other recommendations for anybody, not even just me? Drop them in the comments. We're not here to be a ball hog. We're here to spread the game. I did watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I am fully caught up. Actually, my mom's recently got into JJK. I'm the one who put her on. No bragging rights, but she like it for real. She actually switched though. She hasn't got to season 2, but she took a little quick break to go watch Black Clover for a little bit, and she obsessed with Black Clover right now. So she running through that, and then her other favorite is Attack on Titan. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll get my mom's on the live stream too. She a naturally shy person too, but she the more that she get into the anime, I don't play Roblox, but I know people who do. If you think I need to check it out, hey, we open to figure some things out, try things out, watch some things and all that. So any recommendations, drop them down. My favorite anime, Muhammad. Bacon, you at now because I don't play Roblox right now. That's all right. I appreciate the recommendation though. That yeah, so we ain't gonna take too much. Muhammad, I'm gonna give you my favorite anime real quick, and then I wanna go ahead and get into the Naruto conversation. So my top animes, because you probably didn't catch it from the other lives. So in order currently as of right now, Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece, Solo Leveling, Time I got reincarnated as a slime, and then I said it was JJK, but interchangeable with Dr. Stone or Kuroko's basketball for the number 5 spot. Because obviously, I try to give room for the other ones that's not like on combat. I try to give room for other stuff. Dr. Stone is amazing. Now, I have seen videos where people is trying to do, the whole Mythbusters thing on the Dr. Stone and everything. They're trying to, see if certain things is real or not. But the concept of it is amazing, right? I'm not knocking it in the slightest. And then Kuroko's Basketball. That was my first sports anime that I was actually watching. I started watching Kuroko's Basketball before Blue Lock, naturally. Yo, your favorite is Dr. Stone? Yeah, yeah. But me and my mom actually, we started watching it at the same time. It was something that I wanted to check out. You know, she was there. We both just started cranking through it, and we we killed that immediately. All right. So but yeah. Kuroko's Basketball is the energy is wild. Like, yeah, people are like, oh, they just hooping, you know, that's all they doing. Look, the energy of it is great. But anyways, y'all see the title. We talking to Orochimaru today. Let's get into it. So Orochimaru, uh, y'all go ahead, start dropping your opinions on Orochimaru in there. Y'all see the title. So for his redemption, should we call it a redemption, or should we just word it as his current place in life? Right? Do you feel like it's lazy writing, or do you feel like he deserved, you know, that where he's at, right? So that's what we're gonna kind of go over a little bit. Uh, I say, oh, yeah. Look, we interacted with it. We trying to have some real conversations, the in between conversations. Pause. We trying to we trying to expand on what we know, you know, and then if you got you know guesstimations of what you should what could have happened, what should have happened, so on and so forth. That's what we're here to talk about, right? So the way I want to start thinking about it is, for one, the current position that he was in, is in. So the current position that he is in, essentially, he on house arrest, right? Uh, for obviously, I say currently because obviously, if you see Boruto, you see that he on house arrest pretty much. So you see he's on house arrest, but as soon as you talk about Orochimaru, you kind of got to bring in all the other war criminals, right? In essence, Sasuke should have been a war criminal. So he should have been naturally on house arrest, right? That's how I got to preface this. So as we talking about, Orochimaru and his place and what he did, you got to remember what the other people did. That's kind of how you got to place, what should have been, could have been, need to be type stuff. So Orochimaru, let's talk about some of the things that he did first to get him to where he at. So obviously before all the flashbacks and everything, what we do know is he pretty much set up a coup, so to speak. I say a coup because was he a part of? No, I can't even say a coup because he was already not a part of the village anymore. So at the time of the tuning exams, he was not at the time a part of the village. So I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been worded as a coup. It would have been just reworded as it was just an assault on the village, an attack on the village, right? So we know he attacked the village. We know that he's the reason why the third Hokage died, right? So if you think about the Hokages, the Hokage is, would the Hokage be equivalent to the president, or the Hokage would be equivalent to like a governor, right? Because you got the villages, and then you got the villages under, who's the village under? Empire. The villages still kind of are under people. So I would probably compare Hokage to like a state governor. For those of you who are in the states, y'all know, we got the all the elected officials and all that. You got governors, and then obviously when you go up, you got presidents and all that. So let's compare the Hokage, all the Kages, to essentially a governor status, right? So we got Orochimaru, assault on the village, assault on the state, if you need a comparison. He is part of the reason why third Hokage died. Um, Other people who was in that, yeah, yeah, true, true. Don't know what to put here. It says you think it's actually really cool that Izanami also changed Orochimaru since he was a part of Kabuto. Yeah, so like I said, you got to take all that stuff into consideration. The so not only did he do an attack on the village, he is the reason why the third Hokage died. You could even say that he essentially desecrated the dead by bringing them back to attack the third Hokage at the time. Um, and then he also infiltrated the Chunin exams before even the attack itself started. He already had infiltrated the exams, right? So you got infiltration, you got murder, you got desecration, you got these are really big crimes. These ain't really small crimes, right? Because when you infiltrate and you bypassing security and all this, like you obviously was up on some negative stuff before the attack itself even started. You sent other people in to infiltrate as well, not just you yourself. So you had a couple people in these infiltrations. You murdered not just the third Hokage, but multiple people, right? Um, would it be considered kidnap as far as Sasuke is concerned? No, because Sasuke left on his own. No, let's touch on that though. Do y'all really think that Sasuke fully left on his own, or would you consider it slightly kidnapped, seeing as how he was influenced by Orochimaru through that bite? But let's think about that. Is Sasuke solely at fault for leaving the village, or is it slightly kidnapped? Which I think. Because even if Sasuke had wanted power and everything, yeah, think about the interaction uh with Orochimaru, Naruto, and Sasuke and everything, right? Yeah, Sasuke, he wanted power so he can go be able to go in and beat the brakes off of Itachi. We been knew this, so he yes, we understand he wanted power, but did he want it bad enough to do you think that he would have still left the village on his own, or do you think that the power from the curse mark really influenced him more than we know? Sasuke left on his own, though Orochimaru definitely knew how to convince Sasuke. So you would leave it as far as convincing, but not more than convincing. If you get what I mean. So you don't think that the bite mark itself played a huge part in the influencing of him to actually leave to be considered slightly kidnapped? I mean, we debating. We trying to we trying to find out if we're gonna add kidnap to Orochimaru's charges or not. That's what we trying to find out. We in court right now. Let's find out what we about to charge. What we about to charge Orochimaru with? Are we adding kidnap to the charge or not? You sure? You sure you want to just leave it at convinced? I think that curse mark played a bigger role than we really know about. That because there was a certain level of influence um played in it. So I mean, yes, so I do agree that Sasuke, obviously at the end of the day made the decision and everything. But I think that curse mark definitely played a huge influence on that decision. Power hungry or not, I think that curse mark had influence. I want to add kidnap to them charges. That's just me. So we'll come back to that. So let's scrap the kidnap charge for now. So with all them charges that Orochimaru got, you don't think the curse mark played a huge part. You think it's more so Itachi bullying Sasuke and made him realize that he was staying in the village was not worth it. So you would put more of the influence on Itachi himself, not Orochimaru. Am I correct in that? Because didn't Sasuke have the curse mark already when he first ran into Itachi? So so if I'm guessing where you're going with this, I would assume that you're trying to get at when Itachi and Sasuke first linked up after Sasuke or after Itachi was trying to take Naruto. Yeah, is that the point in time that you were referring to when Itachi was initially trying to take Naruto, and then him and Sasuke ended up seeing each other for the first time in who knows how long? Kakashi literally sealed the curse mark, so you don't think the curse mark has so much influence in your opinion? Dang, I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you on this one. I want to. Uh, because when you put it like that, I'm trying to think about the at what point in time did the curse mark start to break out of the seal on its own, or did the curse mark ever break out of the seal on its own after Kakashi sealed it at all? Didn't it leak out at least once before was it Orochimaru who released the seal completely? Didn't it like leak out of the Kakashi seal like once at least? 'Cause I mean, yeah, he understood the pain and all that, but matter of fact, uh, yeah, that first the first fight of what we was talking about before about the Naruto and Sasuke, the first fight that it didn't just leak out, it came all the way out. But then again, yeah, but then again, I could see where you coming from in that because at the point in time that they had that fight, he pretty much had already made his decision that he was leaving the village. So I get where you coming from. I get where you coming from. So yeah, let's scrap the kidnap charge on Orochimaru. Let's scrap that. So what we got right now is what we got: murder, we got infiltration, we got yeah, pretty much murder and infiltration on Orochimaru. So we got any other charges we trying to throw on him? Sabotage. Is sabotage would sabotage be a thing? Nah, that's not a big thing. Let's just stick with let's stick with the Orochimaru only gets hit with murder and infiltration or sabotage or same thing or whatever. Let's say Orochimaru had only those things, right? Does that warrant him to only have house arrest, or should he have been in the prison? The prison that you remember them episodes where Naruto and them had the mission inside the jail. Yeah, his experimentations were crazy, but they felt like they obviously felt at the time that he was on house arrest. They obviously felt that he needed to still continue some type of experiments. So I mean, we know that Orochimaru is a genius. We get it, but does it warrant him to have the house arrest, or should he have been in the prison, or should he have had a death sentence? I mean, I don't think they believe in death sentences in Naruto. I ain't seen nobody say nothing about no death sentence, but should he have, so I think the only two things that could have happened, no, three things. So he probably could have been exiled. He probably could have ended up in the prison, and then obviously we seen him on house arrest. So with the current charges that we trying to slide him, is it only warranted for him and his status and position to have? No, we can't get that far yet. We got to remember what he did do after the fact, right? Because it was a redemption a little bit. So he can't receive the death sentence. Like, true. Yeah, the experimentations. He definitely immortal. Yeah, the experimentations is crazy. So let's think about it like this, because we got to think about what he did after the fact. So, is he really immortal? Hold on now, hold on. I want to bring this up because obviously I think it's relatable. The y'all if y'all remember watching Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter, Voldemort had them the Horcruxes. Would you compare Orochimaru similar to Voldemort with the Horcruxes as far as immortal? because we know you know the whole weird layout of trying to hunt down these Horcruxes, and then we breaking the bits. It's taking the bits of his soul, blah blah blah. Come to find out, Harry is pretty much the last Horcruxes out. So I'm gonna try to get you a little explanation. So the last like two movies, right? Well, come to find out, well, if you at least seen the second Harry Potter, you would have seen that the the book that they destroyed in the second movie was a Horcrux, right? So pretty much an item that has a piece of Voldemort's soul. Come to find out, the scar, Harry himself, apparently Harry was a final Horcrux. There was like seven of them, right? Each Horcrux had a piece of Voldemort's soul in it, and they ended up going around, destroying them. That's pretty much what the focus of the last two movies was. So knowing that definition, would you compare that to Orochimaru when it comes to the whole immortal thing? Because Voldemort essentially was supposed to be immortal. Man, he really never fully died. So, but with that, would you compare that to Orochimaru as far as immortal? Like, do we know he's an immortal, or is it that maybe he's split into pieces and a portion of him comes back? Yeah, because think about it like this. I just remember this as well with the curse marks. Did those people who, I keep wanting to use the term kidnap, but um the people who initially was trying to recover Sasuke for Orochimaru, who when he thought he was doing something, and then they showed him a little bit of their curse mark power, and then they kind of they kind of smacked on him a little bit, but they were saying that, that Orochimaru, did they not say Orochimaru pretty much gave them a portion of him? So I'm saying, like, do we really know that Orochimaru is immortal, or is it something that where he's essentially doing similar to the Horcruxes, and he's just splitting himself into smaller and smaller pieces, giving them giving people a portion of everyone, because the way I see it is he probably couldn't fully make himself immortal. He's probably doing something similar to the Horcruxes as far as splitting himself up, but it gives him a chance to bring himself back. That I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Not to mention too, we don't even know who ended up getting these curse marks. Who ended up getting these curse marks? But we don't know how many people ended up getting these curse marks. We saw that he took advantage of Kabuto and he came back through Kabuto, but you don't think he's actually immortal, but pretty much can't die due to essentially reincarnating himself over and over again. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So I think the biggest difference, obviously, with it being anime, is just that the Horcruxes, when you obviously when you breaking apart your soul, the way that the Horcruxes is described, you are losing a part of yourself. The more that you break it down. But obviously, that doesn't seem to be the case with the Orochimaru and the curse mark thing, because obviously it's a little bit different. I think that he's still kind of putting a little bit of himself in each curse mark, not just like his power. Because obviously, when we seen him come out of Kabuto, was it Kabuto he came out of? No, it was Sasuke that he came back out of. I'm tripping. Sasuke's curse mark is where he came out of. Am I correct? When he was bringing back the when he wanted to have that conversation with the previous Kage. Didn't Orochimaru come out of Sasuke's curse mark at that point? I think that he's a Orochimaru can cheat death, but not actually immortal. I agree. I definitely agree with that. Matter of because Madara did the same thing essentially. Madara was supposed to be dead. Everybody was taken back. Madara somehow had a jutsu to break that shit, and then he ended up being fully reincarnated. No strings attached. Crazy, right? Crazy. And not to mention Madara, he didn't even have no. He was Madara wasn't even considered like a science genius. He was, or Well, Uncle's curse mark. It was. Was Uncle really there when they was having that conversation with all the Kages? The previous Kages. I gotta double check on that one. He returned with Uncle's curse mark. I'm trying to place who all was there with. I mean, maybe you're right. I thought he came out of Sasuke's curse mark at that time. But you might be right. I just don't remember that part for sure. But I know what Madara, because Madara is not considered a science genius, but he is considered a genius in general. Obviously, with his knowledge of jutsus in general and all that. But what would y'all could so and then because you talking about when Orochimaru came back after Sasuke versus yeah, yeah. What was that part? When I think it was when he was at the stone tablet. Was that if that was if the stone tablet where they was there, if that was after the fight with Kabuto, then yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If it was before, I mean, it's the part where he was talking to Toby Rama and them, the Toby Rama finger flex. If you know what I'm talking about. When he right when the war it was in the middle in the midst of the war, and then Sasuke obviously had just brought the reinforcements with Minato and all them. I'm even thinking too, as much of a genius as Orochimaru is. I mean, so Orochimaru, even on house arrest, he seemed pretty mellow at that point in time too. So I mean, Sasuke pretty much changed. Orochimaru used Zetsu for sacrifices. Eh, when you put it like that, if he since they was using white Zetsu for sacrifices for the reincarnations, and Madara came back to life fully, was he not using the white Zetsu for Madara? Was White Zetsu actually did White Zetsu get wiped away completely when Madara did that jutsu to fully come back? If all the reincarnations are White Zetsu and White Zetsu has a certain level of control or influence or whatever, and Madara did that jutsu to fully come back, break the reincarnation on the return or whatever. Did he essentially kill the White Zetsu that was being used for him? Hmm. I don't want. But we'll keep going with it. But with all the information that we currently have, like I said, and then obviously Sasuke, influenced Orochimaru to pretty much I wouldn't say fully turn a new leaf, but I mean Orochimaru probably wouldn't admit it, but he Orochimaru is also heavily influenced by Sasuke as well, and he admits that he kind of wanted to see what Sasuke's decision was going to be. He wanted to be there to see that, and I think that he was just going to be with whatever Sasuke was on. I think that's what he was going to end up doing. So if Sasuke decided, hey, look, we signed with Madara and them, Orochimaru probably would have sided with him, though Minato and them would have probably laid hands on Sasuke and Orochimaru. Well, Toby Rama was not playing. He was not. But do you think that with the mellow Orochimaru being on house arrest, if he was mellow, wasn't tripping on house arrest, you think that he would have been the same if they decided to put him in jail? Because I think we all know that if he really wanted to, he could have broke the house arrest. Well, Yamato was like his main guard when we initially saw the house arrest going on. We see him moving around outside doing certain stuff, and then you see Yamato peeking out of the the behind the buildings and the trees and everything, and it's Yamato. Y'all seen him when he do his little infiltration stuff. Hilarious. Uh, do we agree that Orochimaru and house arrest was sufficient? Or are we giving him too much freedom and he should have been in jail? Because when we think about it, is Sasuke's crimes the same level or worse than Orochimaru's? Because don't forget when we was acknowledging earlier that we were saying essentially that Sasuke himself chose to leave the village. We didn't set it up as a kidnap, right? So if Sasuke set up, if Sasuke truly was the one that left the village on his own, it wasn't a kidnap or anything like that, then can we not say that Sasuke should have had the same charges as Orochimaru? Shouldn't he have been on house arrest or in jail? We giving him free reign, right? No supervision, zero. So we get to pardon Sasuke, but we don't get to pardon Orochimaru, right? Did Sasuke not murder Danzo essentially, and not just go after the Hokage? He went after all the Kage, right? He also assaulted other villages, right? When he went after B, Killer B, I thought it was a big deal to go and assault a whole nother village without permission, right? So, are we giving? He didn't murder him technically. Let's see. We on opposite ends of the spectrum today. Don't know what to put here. We on. uh, I'm trying now. Now you got me over here trying to think. Okay, so if he didn't murder him technically, then who did murder Donzo? If it wasn't him, right? Because I mean he still assaulted a whole nother village. He still went and attacked the Kage summit. He committed suicide through the. Let me get. I'm trying to remember. It was that one jutsu that he did, huh? The when he started using all the eyes. I'm trying to remember. I see what you're talking about. The tetragrams. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Uh, but do we want to consider that a suicide? Because this Donzo. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I know he didn't murder Killer B, but he still assaulted another village, and that's don't they consider that a crime when you don't have the village's permission to do that? I mean, you taking away all his charges. Come on now. Come on now. He got I know Sasuke got some charges. Come on now. Come on now. He assaulted a whole other village and the Kage summit. He got to get something. He got to get something. We ain't get no assault on villages without permission. None. True. But at the very minimum, don't you think that Sasuke should have had house arrest? I mean, if we agree, if we on the same page and we agree that Orochimaru had the worst charges, cool. Sasuke had lesser charges, though. Let's say that he didn't murder nobody, but we still give him an assault on another village, assault on the five Kage summit. We give him that. Matter of fact, ain't he was a part of a terrorist organization. I mean, are we giving everybody in the Akatsuki a pass? It's a terrorist organization. Let's say that we give him just being a part of the Akatsuki, just attacking another village, and then attacking the five Kage summit. At minimum, do we agree that he should have had house arrest, like Orochimaru? But let's up Orochimaru's charge that he should have been in jail instead of house arrest. We agree on that? don't know what to put here. We got to find some common ground, yo. Well, I I I am okay. Cool. Let's say he immortal. Ain't no point in trying to do nothing that's gonna attempt to murder him. But he into that jail. He don't get to see nobody. He ain't doing no experimentations. You need to go ahead, do your time, and call it good. Yeah, even the manga says Sasuke should be on house arrest, but was pardoned by Kakashi. Kakashi, yeah, yeah, he shouldn't look. Kakashi, that's my man's and all, but that whole pardon thing is, yeah, nah, that's because I mean them three charges that let's say we slide in with them three charges that I just said. Them is not light charges still. Them is still some pretty significant things, even though he didn't murder anybody of significance. But obviously when you attack another village without permission, it's a big deal. They used to get in wars over that. The Five Kage Summit. I mean, you put an attack on all the leaders of all the other villages. Not a light thing. You was a part of a terrorist organization. Not a light thing. The terrorist organization itself, even if you didn't kill him, the terrorist organization itself murdered hella people. And no, we're not counting Itachi's bodies of his whole clan or nothing like that. But in general, they was murdering people. They killed all the other villages, um, Jinchuriki, the organization itself. So I mean, you still have to tie his crimes to being part of the organization and the organization's crimes in general, right? So, uh, I mean, Pain. Yeah, okay, Naruto got to Pain, but Pain still murdered quite a few people in the village. Like Kakashi, gone. Tsunade, gone. Uh, what's her name? Tsunade's assistant, gone. He probably killed the pig too. uh, so don't know what to put here. We in agreement. Throw Orochimaru in jail. Put Sasuke on house arrest. Is and then we also still got to answer the part of the main question too. Do we think that Orochimaru being on house arrest and then obviously Sasuke getting pardoned by Kakashi, do we chalk that up to lazy writing, or do we find that everything that Orochimaru did from Sasuke's conversation with the previous Kage, do we chalk it up to everything he did from there to the end? He earned enough redemption to where the house arrest was good enough. Because the way I see it, regardless of everything that he had did from that point to the very end, I'm still throwing Orochimaru in jail. Plain and simple. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say if I was the one sliding him the sentence, I'm gonna say that Orochimaru finna get look. Oh, you ain't dying no time soon. All right, check us out. You gonna get 25 years in that jail. You ain't doing nothing, and then after that, all right, cool. House arrest. 25 more years. Oh, you ain't. Oh yeah, you good. You ain't dying no time soon. So you gonna get these 50 years. Think about that. 25 is a house arrest, is a probation or whatever. After that, yeah, we'll let you free. That's plenty enough time. So don't know what to put here. All right, so now we got to wrap it up now. So would you chalk up Orochimaru's house arrest right now to bad writing, or do you think that from Sasuke talking with the previous Kage to the end, do you think that he earned that house arrest by that point, or would you chalk that up to lazy writing. And yeah, I know they had they wanted to bring in Mitsuki and Boruto, blah blah blah, but they really didn't need to throw Orochimaru in the Boruto. They really didn't need to. That's just me. They, I mean, if you ask me personally, they really didn't even need to make Boruto at all. Um, I mean, yeah, it had a couple cool fights. Uh, I still got to get through finishing it. I don't think I started up from where I left off. I think I did catch up on it. I think the final part. What was the final part of Boruto that I left off in? It was. Mm, Dang, I can't remember his name, but Doodoo, whose arm got the Doodoo got the arm. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I want to say I left off where I think that they was going to do something. I think no, his powers got removed or something like that. Right. So you don't think it's lazy writing? You just think it's a product of a new Shinobi system, one that is more soft for Kakashi and Naruto. I can see where you're going with that. Yeah, yeah. Look, see, I look, our views are starting to line up again. We cool, we cool. Cause I mean, even in the new Shinobi system, I mean, because that new Shinobi system that could definitely play a part in how and why Boruto can be written the way that it is with that new soft system. Yeah, let's call it let's just call it a soft system. Let's call it a soft Shinobi system. Let's do that, right? so with that new soft Shinobi system, we could say that Boruto fits with that system. That's why Boruto could fit with that system. But as far as the system that we really want to see, what we accustomed to, Boruto don't fit in that. It don't fit. It don't. It don't. That's just me. That's just me. They could scrap Boruto completely. I'm be real. I would much rather. I think I said this in another video already. I would much rather that they had did an actual sequel show of prior to Naruto. Nothing afterwards. I'm okay with doing nothing afterwards. After the war, yeah. Look, they can scrap all of Boruto for as far as I'm concerned. They can scrap all of that. I would much rather see. I'd rather see either something to where Hashirama is the focus of it, or Tobirama, or I would even be okay with seeing something to where Kakashi's dad is the focus. I'd even be okay with seeing that. Yeah. Or or they could even do something from where somebody from a whole nother village is the focus. They could even went that way. Am I wrong? What y'all think? Should they scrap Boruto completely for something else? Is there better options that they could have picked than Boruto? Because that whole soft Shinobi system is just no, no, no. It's not terrible. It's just it don't sit with me nearly as much as Naruto. Which I think if y'all can have a show to replace Boruto, who's gonna be the main character? Y'all gonna use somebody from another village. Y'all gonna use somebody from the Leaf Village. Somebody from back in the day. Maybe a different side, maybe a different side character. I'm not a different side character in Naruto's time frame. Nah. I say whatever it's got to be for me, it's got to be pre Naruto. Whether it's Hiruzen, whether it's Minato, whether it's Kakashi's pops, whether it's Hashirama or Tobirama, low key, if I had to pick any of them, you know what? You could they could even do a they could even hone in more on Pain, on Nagato. They could probably hone in on, a little bit more on that. I mean, yeah, they had plenty of flashbacks, but they probably could have did a little bit more on that from probably nah, because he ended up because Nagato ended up going bad. So if we picking somebody that they could have replaced Boruto with, you know, obviously that's on the good side and everything. Yeah, I would say it had to be either to where Hashirama is the main character, or Tobirama, or Kakashi's pops, or I was getting ready to say Itachi, but I was like, nah. There's plenty of flashbacks on Itachi to where you kind of got a full, a good enough story on him. You could, I mean, shoot, they could have probably even did Kakashi. They probably could have did Kakashi himself, maybe from from when he was pretty much the what was Kakashi or Itachi the youngest Jonin? Which one of them two was the youngest Jonin ever? Kakashi or Itachi? Y'all remember? I can't seem to remember who was it because they both got promoted quick as hell. Who was the youngest Jonin Shinobi? I know it was one of them too. Who was the youngest Shinobi? Was it Kakashi or Itachi? And then obviously if y'all replacing Boruto, who are you using for a main character? I said it a couple of times. I'm gonna say it one more time. Me for so either Hashirama or Tobirama or Kakashi's pops would be like my top three options, or anybody from a whole nother village. Shit, I'd probably even do something on the Uzumakis themselves. I don't like how you know the Uzumakis because it didn't seem like the Uzumakis were originally from the Leaf Village. It just seemed like somehow, some way, the you know obviously after nah, because Minato got married and then Minato got married and then brought her over, his wife, or was she in the village? She moved to the village. I'm trying to remember the flashback. I think she moved to the village, and then they ended up going to the school together. And then they was making fun of her. Yeah, they was making fun of her because of her hair and all that. But we could have probably did with a show to where it, you know, we got a little bit more of a story on the Uzumakis themselves. Because naturally, one thing that I really wanted to see because um what's her name? What's her name? Uh, Kakashi was the youngest Jonin. Let's see. Yeah, new Shinobi just saw because everything's peaceful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you know, like Roach would never see the light of day. You right about that. You love to see a prequel that takes place in the Warring States. You do enjoy the Boruto manga, though. I did say that I'm trying to get into the into manga in general, so I'm gonna get caught up on that. I got y'all. I got y'all. I might even do recaps on the manga. I might even do that. You do like the peaceful times of good writing because it means that Naruto succeeded as Hokage. I agree with that. I think that they should have left it at the end of the war, though. I do think that it would have been. I think the end of the war, minus the conversation that we had in my other live stream on the final Naruto Sasuke fight, and what we thought about if it was good the way it was or should have been different. If you haven't checked out that live stream, go check that out. Um, and y'all can get my views on my thoughts of that final Naruto Sasuke fight. But I do think that after that war is over, when it was all said and done, they should have left it at that, and they should have went on to something pre Naruto. Literally anything would have worked because you're talking about an era where skill was everything. So that means that everybody in that time frame was throwing hands. Everybody. Well, there's probably a couple of people who couldn't really throw hands like that. But you talking about the time frame in general where wars was always popping off, they was throwing hands. At the end of the day, they was scrapping. So yes, I would. But I say even if it was anybody from a whole nother village, shoot, they could have did the Sand Village. They could have did what Village Hidden in the Rain, Hidden Rain Village. Was that where Nagato was? Hidden Rain Village. Yeah, I mean, Hidden Rain Village was going through it. Hidden Rain Village was getting slapped back and forth, and it wasn't even their war that they was in. They was just in the middle. They was in the middle. They was stuck in the middle. They could have. That was the same way that Star Wars did Rogue One, and then it wasn't even. It was just pretty much the rebels in it for the most part. In that, I'm not saying that I like Rogue One. I'm just saying in general. That's what I'm comparing it to. I compared Hidden Rain Village to Rogue One, pretty much. That movie in general. But yeah, they could have even did the Hidden Cloud Village if they wanted to do something. Hidden Cloud Village would have been cool. Uh, was it Suchikage? That's how you say it. They probably could have did something on him in his older days. Back in his heyday, if they want to call it like that. Back in his prime. Yes, he was the oldest out of all the Kages at the summit. So I mean, they probably could have did something on him. I mean, they could have did something to where it's another village, and then they ended up scrapping against the Leaf Village and some of their old heavy hitters, and we get to see like Toby Rama or something like that show up, and then they throwing hands, but they lose or something like that. I don't think Toby Rama lose. I think I'm just biased on Toby Rama in general, but hey, look, it's warranted. I mean that finger flex was crazy. Like, you ain't seen nothing. All he did was flex his finger. Look, anyone who gets shook at a finger flex is a problem. It's a problem. So, well, I mean that's. I think we pretty much touched on everything we can as far as Orochimaru in general. I said we once again we definitely have a we definitely getting into these conversations for sure, for sure. I know I'm in the middle of moving everything. Yeah, it'd be late when I get on sometimes. I know some of y'all want to get in. Y'all need me to do these lives a little bit earlier so we could really get into it. I'm gonna try. The biggest reason why I'm taking my break right now is because obviously it's been off and on raining today. So most of the work that I got to do for closing down the house is actually gonna be inside. So we're not putting nothing in the truck today. It's gonna be tomorrow. And no, I ain't letting y'all know what state I'm in. Y'all need to know all that. But for real, I definitely appreciate y'all hopping in. My break is getting ready to be cut. We are a little over an hour now. And I got to get back to the grind. So I will do another live later today. The next break, it will be about my episode 3 of tomorrow's Joe recap. Like I said, I had just watched the episode 3 literally um right before I hopped on the live. So the focus of the next live later today. Appreciate you. Don't know what to put here. My guy, my guy. Hey, look, every time you hop in, we really having these conversations. I definitely appreciate your input and everything. You be reminding me on everything that I be forgetting about too. Hey, look. For those of y'all don't know what to put here. He is the one who put he or she my bad. They're the one who put me on tomorrow's Joe. So all the recaps that I'm doing on tomorrow's Joe, y'all can give credit to don't know what to put here. Put me on for sure. So that'll be the next live stream that I do later today. If I had to guess, let's shoot for 8 p.m. Central Time. For those of you guys out of the country, Central Time, in the US. So if you don't know what time that is, you can Google search it or whatever search engine that y'all use. Just Google 8 p.m. Central Time and let's pro plan on that for now. If it ends up being, a little bit later, I'll do a short and let y'all know. But as of right now, let's pro plan on 8 p.m. if y'all want to hop in, and then we can talk my episode 3 for Ashito no Joe. So appreciate the kindness. Always a pleasure to have a discussion with you. Stay safe. Likewise. Stay for everybody that's in here, everybody that checks this out after the live is over and all that. I always like to kind of throw these little things out there. And sometimes you gotta check up on folks. Sometimes you gotta small words can make a big impact. So, hey, make sure y'all drink your water. Yeah. I don't like water. I like soda. Hey, look, check this out. I don't drink soda right now. I don't. I'm on a water drinking hiatus right now. So I don't even really like to have juice. I kind of do, like, maybe once a week. That's what I'm trying to keep it limited to, because I'm trying to get right myself. I even just recently started to get back in the gym. If y'all saw one of my other lives, I was in the gym, just kind of doing my cardio or whatever, and just chopping it up with y'all. So I'm gonna leave y'all with stay hydrated. I'm gonna leave y'all with um if you have not done a little bit of moving today, if you still got to get up on your feet and do some stuff, hey, look, go get your ass up and go take a walk. Go get your 1,000 steps in for the day. Go do some push-ups or something. Go do something. Be active. So stay hydrated. Be active. Go learn something. You can learn something every day. Go learn something. Something. It do not have to be anime. It don't got to be. It can be about your hobbies. Whatever you like to do, go learn something. I'm a very progressive person. Go learn something. If y'all paid attention to the last live, I was showing y'all the social media website that I'm currently working on. I'm working on the social media website. Yeah, y'all gonna be on it. Yeah, yeah. We talking quality. Oh, Facebook, get them out of here. Instagram, get them out of here. Twitter, oh, X, that's cool. Get them out of here. Net Space Zone, that's what it's called. Yeah, but I ain't gonna take up too much y'all time. Let me go ahead and get on back to work. And like I said, pro plan on 8 p.m. for the Ashito no Joe recap episode 3. Till then, peace.